And welcome back to the channel, Survivors. Today we're going to be diving back into ARK Survival Ascended, as we have got a major, and I mean major, update to the game. If you guys have not checked out the most recent patch notes in the official game's Discord, I highly recommend that you do, as it is very long, very extensive, and it covers a ton of different things. We're talking bug fixes, exploit fixes, creature buffs, creature nerfs, mechanic nerfs, you name it. There is a ton of stuff to go over. And now with that being said, I'm not going to read the entire patch notes, as they are very long and extensive. They cover a ton of different things, make tons of tweaks. But what I do want to do in today's video is I want to go over what I find the most important that every player needs to know, as I think it affects the most players. First up, we have the Gigantoraptor is now officially added into the core coding of ARK Survival Ascended. Therefore, you no longer need to have a secondary mod downloaded on your server in order for you guys to find, hunt, tame, and, just explore the Gigantoraptor on your server. And this is a huge W, as tons of people have complained about having to download a secondary mod for a brand new creature that is hosted by Wildcard themselves and not a third-party service. So again, really excited here for all of the new ARK Editions creatures to also be coming to the base core version of the game. Next up, we have the Thylus jump has officially been patched, so it no longer looks like, a little tiny bounce in the air and then dead into the water straight to the ground. It now has its full-on leap capabilities, and they even fixed a problem with the Thylus climbing uphill, and having some sort of like slide or push mechanic will no longer actually be in play here. You can continue to climb like normal and jump like normal. Additionally, for creatures, they did a lot of work around the Morellatops. Everything from their maximum water value being clamped at 750 despite you leveling it up, which would allow it to typically hold more water. It just simply wasn't doing it. It will no longer do that and function properly. Additionally, they no longer hate tents, so you can feel good about, riding your Morellatops out into the wild and then placing down a tent without them coming around and just bashing it and tearing it all to crap. They fixed the water drinking graphics effects for the Morellatops, and last but not least, they dropped a bug fixing for when the Morellatops would actually stop to drink water even when it had a valid target to follow. All of these updates for the Morellatops are huge and just make this creature that much stronger here for the Scorched Earth map. Now, the next creature adjustment we have relates to the Fasil Lukus, the brand new one that was added with the Scorched Earth launch. The Fasil Lukus was providing 2 little resources when harvested, so they fixed that. And then secondly here, the Fasil Lukus was unable to bury when affected by a Yudi's Courage buff, and that also has been addressed and fixed. You can now bury your Fasil Lukus even if you have the Courage buff. Next up is the Phoenix. It was not dropping black pearls, so they have made adjustments to make sure that they do drop black pearls. And additionally here, it was sometimes teleporting back to its origin after a superheat event on the Scorched Earth map happened, and that again has been addressed and fixed and will no longer happen. And last but not least, for the creature changes, that brings us to the Oasisaur. The Oasisaur in this one is a big one for PvP players, can no longer carry a Titanosaur. And I know a lot of people on official PvP servers have complained heavy about this through the ARK community, because people were abusing this, utilizing their Oasisaur to carry their tamed Titanosaur and then dropping it on top of people's bases that were way high up in the cliffs or, ledges, you name it, otherwise where the Titanosaur would not realistically be able to attack their base. So again, definitely glad that this one is fixed, and I'm sure tons of PvP players are more than happy that this has been addressed. Additionally, for the Oasisaur, they fixed a bug that was allowing you to access the resource inventory of Oasisaur that was not belonging to you. So that's a good one here that they got addressed. And then last but not least, for the Oasisaur, you can no longer force tame it without owning the Bob's Tall Tales Frontier Adventure Pack. You guys know the Bob's Frontier Adventure Pack is what brought the Oasisaur in. It is not actually cooked into the base version of the game unless if you own Bob's Tall Tales. So people were getting around that by utilizing the force tame command, etc. So again, they've got that fixed now. You can no longer force tame it. Next up, we have the Deathworms officially getting a buff to their spawn rate by 25% on the Scorched Earth map. This should hopefully allow us to find a lot more Deathworms, not only for a good side and a positive side, because they are destructive and they will kill you if you are running across the sand and near one, but additionally here, it should be spawning more at an increase of 25%. Additionally here, the Alpha Deathworms are now guaranteed to always drop 75 black pearls and a treasure map. So again, it's going to allow us to continue to farm those black pearls that we've been looking for and these additional treasure maps if you happen to have the Bob's Tall Tales Frontier Adventure Pack. And now with creatures out of the way, let's dive into some of the other tweaks and changes changes that you can expect alongside this major update. The first one brings us to the train cars that you can utilize from the Frontier Adventure Pack. I've seen tons of people talk about and complain about this in the ARK community of people abusing and spamming these train carts around the map even on official servers. Therefore, what they have done to implement a fix for this is they have actually made every train car you place down count as 5 towards your max tribe tame limit. So you got to be careful for how many of these train cars you place down, as you are actively reducing the amount of tames or the maximum amount of tames that your tribe can have. So again, it's a nice tweak here. Obviously, we're going to have to see exactly how that functions and does it potentially kill utilizing train carts at all. Additionally, they fixed the issue of multiple wyvern eggs spawning in a nest in the trench. This was a massive issue. I myself actually dealt with this on my community servers. I went to go run in there, pick up an egg, and bring it back home, and several things happened. One, I couldn't see the exact level of the egg because there was multiple eggs stacked on top of one another. Two, I had to pick up all 5 of them in order for me to, sort through the levels and everything else, which wastes time and potentially gets you killed by a wyvern. And then 3, in general, it was just really, really tough because my wyverns were very bugged out in the trench and just not acting proper. So again, really happy about this change here. The nest now should only house 1 egg until that egg is picked up and taken. Next, they fixed an issue where you were unable to remove bolas from your ally and tame dinos while on a server. So you now should be able to properly remove those bolas from your allies, and this is going to be a big one here for PvP servers. Additionally, they fixed an issue that caused tamed creatures sometimes to delete on restart if they were uploaded and then re-downloaded on the exact same server. Again, we had a lot of these issues happen when the Scorched Earth map dropped. A lot of people transferring back and forth between the island map and, any of their clustered servers they have a part of their cluster, and it was just creating a lot of chaos and a lot of lost creatures. So hopefully they've got that resolved. Additionally, they added the ammo blueprints into the supply crate loot tables. So now if you guys aren't high enough level to create or craft a certain ammo type, there is a potential chance that you could get a ammo blueprint drop, which will then allow you to craft that a lot earlier. They also fixed an issue with baby corpses being unharvestable in certain situations due to meshing underneath the ground or objects, and that's going to be a huge one and hopefully help us get more prime meat as time goes on, as we have had this happen a ton of times on our community servers. They also went ahead and fixed the queen bee meshing on Scorched Earth map. A lot of people had issues with trying to find the queen bee, and they were simply just inside of the mesh and not available for players. They fixed the inability to use trap doors when climbing on a ladder, so now you should be able to properly do that. Again, this was a huge one for PvP players. They have added the auto feature here to the Frontier Adventure door skin. So you guys have seen the bar saloon doors that, can open and close. Well, now they will have the auto close and auto open feature. And last but not least, they have fixed the player's coordinates displaying differently via the player map, the mini map, and the tech gauntlet. So now it should all be unified here to the exact same player coordinates, and it should be accurate to that player's official location. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is not the entire full patch notes. Make sure you can utilize the link down below in the description or head over to the game's official Discord and check out every single line item from top to bottom, as it is very extensive and very long. But if you guys are an active player in ARK, it is very advisable that you guys read and know exactly what's going on and what's being tweaked, because again, it might affect you individually. With that being said though, guys, let me know what your thoughts are down below on this major patch down below in the comment section. I know a lot of stuff since the patch has dropped has also been additionally tweaked or potentially not fixed like we thought it has. So again, let me know down below in the comments. As always, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything ARK Survival Ascended related. I'm very excited and I'm looking forward to the community crunch tonight, as we are just only a few weeks away from the official center maps release, so maybe we can get an additional look at the center map or potentially the Shastasaurus. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget about my Discord and my community hosted servers. You can always find that link down below to the Discord. Pick up the ARK role and then you are set to go. With that being said though, guys, have a fantastic weekend and I will see you all on the next one.